Hello there, folks, and welcome to a new series I'm calling Sideshow from the Shed. As you can see from the unfinished walls behind me, this is in fact from my shed. Now, who am I? I am the Reverend Seven. I will be, throughout this series, displaying a combination of strongman and sideshow feats for your viewing entertainment. Hopefully, this is something everybody likes to watch, because I have a lot of fun doing it. Now, let's start our inaugural episode by doing that classic old-time strongman feat of ripping decks of cards in half. Now, might do a little more than that. Stay tuned. So now, for those of you who have seen a strongman show, it's a very simple demonstration of finger and wrist strength. For those of you who have not, this should hopefully be something new and fun for you to watch. So your classic old-time strongman would display the deck of cards as so. That is a 52 and 2. 52 cards, 2 jokers. Try to keep up. A lot of numbers going to be thrown about here. Now, with the 52 and 2, they would display these prominently. They would also show you that they have a nice firm grip on the cards, and they're going to put the other hand on top like this, and they are going to just simply shear and tear these decks of cards in half like they were nothing at all. Now, I'd like to preface this by saying if this looks easy for me, it is only easy because of the hours I have spent working on just this one particular thing. This is tearing decks of cards in half. It doesn't really have a lot of carryover to the real world. Nope. Except for junk mail. That's about the only thing. I don't get a lot of junk mail anymore. Now, because I am me and I am slightly obsessive, I like to think, how can I make this more fun? Right? And usually the answer is, well, let's make it harder. And somehow in my brain that makes sense. If it's harder, it's more fun. But if it's more fun, hopefully it's more enjoyable for you to watch. Or at least you're having more fun watching it. So what I will be doing now, I will take another deck of cards here. Get those out of the way. It's my shed. I can make a mess if I want. Now, let's for a moment pretend I have spectators here. I, in fact, do not have any spectators. Turns out my medication is working today, so it's just me out here and nobody else. So, we're going to let Phantom Spectator slightly off camera there, who does not actually exist, pick a number 1 through 3. Small group of numbers, I know, 1, 2, and 3. That shouldn't be that hard. So let's say our invisible spectator over here picks the number 2. So I will start by tearing this deck of cards in half twice. Now I'm going to do that by simply holding the deck a little further up here towards the top. We'll start a tear. I'm going to turn that around, come down to the bottom here, tear just a little further. There we go. And as you can see there, we have 2 tears started. Now what I will do here is just finish those tear throughs. Well, in theory. There we are. Now, I said I make this look easy. I didn't say it's always easy. And there we go. That is one deck torn twice across the horizontal. That's sideways. That's this motion here. Now, we could just stop there. But like I said, I am obsessive. So I don't like to stop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this beefy, meaty section here left over from the middle. I'm going to ask spectator number 2, who's not actually here, I hope, and we'll ask them a number 1 through 3. Now let's say for the sake of repetition, they pick 2 again. Okay. So what I will do is I will display this middle section of our already twice torn deck, and I will now attempt to tear the twice torn deck 2 more times. I will just give it a little tear there, come back over here, going to give it just a little tear there. There we are. 1. and 2. Now, folks, there we have a twice torn deck, torn twice. Don't ask me to say that any times fast. I already have a hard time with English. Not that it's not my native language, I'm just terrible at it. Now, as a added bonus, I would like to bring out one of these. For those of you who don't know, this is a phone book. I know, I'm making a dated old man reference at this point with one of these. Phone books, just a directory book used to display phone numbers of people and businesses. You don't really see these around much anymore, so I don't really tear these much anymore, but this, once upon a time, was a staple in all strongman shows. Every strongman would tear phone books, and they used to be quite a bit beefier as well, but this is what we have. Now, as stated before, your old-time strongman would simply just be contented to tear the phone book in half one time. That's not me, that's not who I am. So what I will be doing now, much like the deck of cards, I'm going to try to tear this into multiples. And by try, I mean I will eventually get it, or I won't. If you search up phone book tearing on this platform, you're going to see a lot of people doing this. Like I said, not so much in recent years, and you're going to see a lot of people cheating. Now, it's one thing to make something look easy, it's another thing entirely to cheat. I will never cheat you. Pretty sure that's a song. And what most of those people you'll see do is they'll take the phone book, they'll put a little pucker here in the middle, and once they get the little pucker going, they'll just pull it apart. It's super easy that way. Now, to avoid being accused of cheating, I will take my phone book and starting at this corner here, we'll do our first tear. Just like that. Now, I'm going to keep doing this as far and as best I can. As I said, phone books are, for the most part, they don't exist anymore. So I hope you enjoy watching this. I hope you enjoy seeing the ease in with which I shred this by hand. Because chances are, if you catch a live performance by me, you're not going to see me doing this just because these are too hard to come across. Time was, I could take my truck to the recycling, and they would give me cases and cases of these, and it was glorious. But what can you do? All right. I believe I can get one more shred for you guys. There we are. So now, you have watched me demonstrate tearing a deck of cards in half one time, a deck of cards into, well, twos. There's probably a better word in there. But anyways, one deck of cards one time, one deck of cards twice, and then twice again, and then one outdated phone book into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 strips. Now, folks, I hope you enjoyed watching this brief little demonstration of mine. Stay tuned for more, and I'll see what I can do for you. Until then,